Alright, so I'm going to pick up from where I left off in Search in the Algae Sea. Now, we're going to go talk to Anne and Seymour, I guess. Or no, it tells me to talk to Caterpillar. Okay, so I'll talk to Caterpillar. I don't seem to want to link the two of them together. Neither elimination nor enumeration is very fair to Anne. What a coincidence, I happen to agree. But I have some other thoughts to share too, though they may have nothing to do with the next step in our reasoning. Are you willing to listen? I'm listening. Earlier, we broached the topic of oceanid reproduction. It's a huge taboo for oceanids to mimic and transform into one of their own kind, just as it is for humans to create humans. But you see, humans can create humans through love. Go pursue eternity, not through mystery, but love. What if, by some chance, this mysterious method of ocean reproduction is accomplished through imagination and mimicry? Perhaps their regret or remorse gives birth to a thought, and as they imagine the path that could have been taken, a new oceanid is born. That's a very interesting idea. We'll never know. After all, it's a secret passed down amongst oceanids only. In any case, we'll begin once you're ready. Let's begin. Then let's begin. Let's ignore the Paimon thing. Actually, no, I need to get rid of it anyways. I don't know why I can't get this out of my mind. This really can't be foreshadowing, can it? The Red Empress Lyris, a member of the Ordo from several hundred years ago. Her whereabouts afterward are unknown. She is also the only other ocean involved other than Anne. The one that Seymour was supposed to protect. Something happened in Elenis, resulting in Seymour's damage and her disappearance. Where is she, and what is her relationship with Marianne? Talkative Marianne. Marianne, who wove a fairy tale without an ending. She refused our visit, but she mentioned her memories from the Institute. It sounded like she was waiting for everyone to return to the Institute ruins. The only person who grew up in the Institute and has a matching background is Mary Ann Golinton. Mary Ann has Mary Ann Golinton's memories. No, that can't be it. If so, then Mary Ann is Mary Ann Golinton. They have the same name and matching memories. The person who once waited within the deserted ruins for everyone's return was Lyris, the former director. Mary Ann has Lyris's memories. If so, then Mary Ann is Lyris. Another piece of evidence we have is that they can both use ocean powers to control Anaposis. But how can she be both people at the same time? This must mean that Lyris, an oceanid, probably has special powers. Her job in the Ordo was to resolve the members' egos. What could have happened between her and the missing Marianne Golinton? For some reason, Lyris dissolved Marianne Golinton's personality, and afterward their wills, now mixed, began to dream. They dreamed of a simple world where the princess is saved and the evil dragon gets killed, while the heroes are always pressing onward. They dreamed of a world where everything was simple and had an answer, as long as Anne was there. Thus, Anne and Mary Ann were born. For some reason, Lyris dissolved Marianne Golinton's personality, And afterwards, okay, so this is just the same thing over. We put the pieces of the case that were floating all over the algae sea back together. It's just an empty box even after being put together, but we finally figured out what the lost pearl should look like. What are you trying to say, Caterpillar? Wait, don't give Paimon any hints. Paimon's gonna figure this out on her own. We pieced together a good guess from the clues, but the truth is still unproven? Of course, my speech analysis module has determined that Miss Paimon is correct. Actually, I meant that we never know the truth, but I'm afraid we have no choice but to accept this conjecture. So, Night Traveler, is this the secret of my birth? I'm afraid I can't accept something like this right away. I understand, Miss Anne. It's a shocking fact, and it will require you to accept yourself again. But I don't think it should be that difficult to do so. After all, knowing your past does not require abandoning anything about the present. I do not understand the specific context of this discussion, but I would like to add that I do not believe I am different from how I was before suffering disc damage. Even though you insist on addressing me as a silly dog, my identification number is still 4ACV07. Come on, it's not that serious. I promised Night Traveler that I would accept this conclusion, as long as it's reasonable. Then I have a suggestion, one that will resolve Miss Anne's quandary and put a stop to Narza San Cruz's plan. I'm not saying that word again. Oh, Pi remembers now. You mentioned him before, Caterpillar. Just who is he, huh? Well, simply put, the leader of the Ordo. Whoa, sounds like he's got an impressive resume. But isn't the Ordo always up to no good? Wouldn't that make him the nastiest of the lot? Of course, during my time with my master, Crater, and other Merchus hunters, we devoted most of our time to hunting the Ordo down. As I said before, the goal of the Ellenist operation was to capture or eliminate Narza Zen's crews as well. However, my memory does not contain any intelligence regarding his involvement. That's a given. Looking back on it now, he was merely using us as bait. And I wasn't the only one. It was the same for Jacob, Lyris, and many others in the Ordo. I'm afraid the Ellenist operation was probably never more than a red herring with the goal of leading you and Golden away to buy him more time to execute his true plans. Remember the doomsday clock I mentioned? It's what the Ordo considers the countdown to the apocalypse, right? To be more precise, it's the apocalypse as calculated by the world formula. This planet itself should survive just fine, though. The beasts of the stars shall drink the animatic fluid of the world dry. 100 years more, and all surface life shall be wiped away. Once life on the surface is wiped away, only that which is underwater will remain. Can a planet full of fish eventually rise up to the ocean of stars? The thought of all terrestrial life going extinct is pretty spooky, but when we say things like that, it does give things a romantic ring. It's the heading of a Yai publishing house novel from a few years back. My mayor brought it back to the village to learn how to paint. Oh, no wonder. Anyways, for myself and the others gathered there, though the Ordo is the source of all our troubles, its objective and their great purpose are actually completely selfless. He only took the actions he did because he calculated the coming of the apocalypse. He wishes to save the world. So is the world really on the verge of destruction? I believe this is a pathological delusion caused by paranoia. Were the apocalypse real, would you be able to forgive him? No, it's a bit too early to consider such things. You have yet to understand what happened to you, Anne. And as for you, Seymour, your hostility is a result of your programming and the duties it imposes. I suppose we must find the holy blade of Narzizen's crews. The holy blade of... not repeating that word. I'm talking about the real one, of course. As much as it may be quite strange to say that the ceremonial sword of a magic society is real. Not only will it help us stop his plans, but his unique powers may be able to undo the merging of wills. We should be able to separate Lyris and Marianne, and then Miss Anne, you can defeat the evil dragon. Narcissus and rescue Princess Lyris. Regardless, let's get moving first. That's the spirit. It might take some time to explain, so let's move out first and I'll explain when we get there. Oh, cutscene. Or not really, okay. Atmospheric visibility is accessible today. Enough that you can see the tower over there, yes? I passed it by earlier, actually. That building was once known to the Ordo as the Tower of Impossessness, but we would later call it the Tower of Gestalt. It was named for the idea that things that have been separated need to be combined to display their original complete form. But I suppose I might be speaking reverse. The heart was complete to begin with, and the mistake was to divide it up for separate study. Paimon didn't get a thing you said. It's fine, don't worry about it. Plays on words are always also a trick that mysterious organizations enjoy pulling. What matters is that we must do next. Some of the vocabulary used is missing from my Semitic indexes, so I could not properly phrase your meaning, or parse your meaning. But I understand the last sentence. Please tell me what I should do. While investigating alone, I found a map of the seal of Simical marriage. You can say that I found 4 seals. Okay. Part of that map's missing. And this tower is one of the locations. It's not the place we need to go. That said, though, who can be sure? Perhaps our destinies will yet take us there in the future. Either way, we need to use the position of the tower to locate other 4 places. That's why we've come here first. So what are those 4 seals for? That said, we've discovered from experience that it's usually best practice to just break the seals and give whatever ringleader we find a good walloping. As for me, I'd like to restore the Holy Blade of Narcissus and Cruz. The Holy Blade? Well, I suppose we could just call it the answer. As I've said before, the Ordo once had a ceremony to remove the ego and will. The Holy Blade was used in that ritual. I remember something about that. If Lyris and Marianne's wills created Anne, and if the old me was placed in some Hilly Curl's body... Ah! Wait a minute. Didn't we already find the Holy Blade of Narcissus Cruz? What? Really? Look. A wooden sword. It's the wooden sword we found during our adventures. Yes, so it is. Hey, what kind of reaction is that? Perhaps you can think of it like this. If that's a wooden sword found in the Institute, named the Holy Blade, that makes it more important than any ordinary wooden sword. Perhaps it might be of use when the time is right, just like the Holy Blade in the story. Really? You don't need to try to make us feel better. Got it. Let's go. Anyway, assuming I looked at the map from the right angle, we will find the entrance to one of the seals nearby. What do you mean started? I already started this quest. That's the tower. So it's by that peninsula over this way. Oh, let's grab these real quick while I'm over here. Wait, why is it saying the seal's there? Aren't the circular markings the seals? Or is that something else? I don't get it. Whatever. I'll just go to the waypoint marker.
I will have order. Gather!
Orders given. Orders received. Life goes on.
Stefana! And voila!
I wonder if this chest is some kind of trick.
Okay. Use one crystal receiver node to create a bidirectional valve. Though it is not the original design or intended use, the energy of the xenochromatic ball octopus can push the receiver nodes, pushing the feather valve to operate in one direction. After the current stops, the feather valve will automatically revolve back to its original position. Associated connected mechanisms will operate along with the valve. Sometimes the missing receiver nodes need to be found.
Now disappear!
How do I use this? That's how.
Step right up!
Let's see now. There is something that I missed. Grab this just in case.
This is order. Stabilize.
Wheel of life.
Be amazed! And voila!
Gather.
The bonfire is still burning. Wait, why is there a bonfire here? This is just a ruin. Let me see what's written on the stone tablet. Lo, this place is the Orthant of Memory, the Hall of Memory, the Room of Memory. Born in an instant, often contradicting your company in eternal rest, never separated. Fire cannot burn it. Riddles, huh? Ancient Fontanian civilization loved them, and the Ordo enjoyed them too. I'm not sure if they were just into old stuff or if this was genuine interest. I've already tried keyword searches on all of them, but have found no answers. But this riddle has already been solved. Maybe the answer has something to do with the bonfire. Is there any point in thinking about riddles that have already been solved? Yes, there is. Just like you and I are both like this now, but we must still search out what happened in the past. You've got a point. What do you think the answer is, traveler, or night traveler? I'm going to say shadows. Yes, shadows. The instant a beam of light shines, a shadow is born. We know the answer, but someone's already opened the door. So what do we do now? We go inside now, of course. It's a race against time to see if we can find what we're looking for before the person who solved the riddle before us does. Oh, there was more? Didn't I already pick all these up? I thought I did.
You shouldn't see me like
Oops.
this.
I thought I could stand on that, but apparently I cannot. So I need to go more slowly while climbing. Nope. Okay. I don't know what's up with that. Oh my. Well, let's not go through that just yet.
Over here.
Operatable mechanism LFS beam. This device was the result of early forays into optical science at the Institute of National Philosophy while they were still a budding academic organization. Its basic components include beam generators and beam receivers. The beam receivers must sometimes be installed on a beam receiver base similar to a regular valve and can be controlled and rotated through the use of energy from a xenochromatic ball octopus. If water loses its inconsistency, how shall it become water again? If a tree leaves the soil, where shall it go to take root? No matter how mightily stone may strike upon metal, humans cannot survive without water or soil. Copied from Echoes Hallowed and Humble, Movement 9, Stanza 37. Within these ruins, there are strange water-colored energy flows that seem to follow established channels as they flow along. Additionally, there are devices on the tracks that can gather these energy flows. These strange devices can even use lifts to transfer these flows to higher or lower channels. The final goal seems to be to guide this energy into the large machine in the middle of the ruins. Oh, there's stuff down below. Alright, well, it's about time to end this episode for the segment of the quest line. So I want to say that's going to be it for now, and I'll see you guys later!